Well, I find myself having to do another intro. This is Labor Day today. I wanted to share with you the mountains. We drove to the mountains yesterday and today. We went to the fruit stand yesterday and just spent the time in the mountains. And today we went to see Mama. Well, today was actually Labor Day. I didn't get a lot of footage of us spending time with Mama or being out in public because it was so crowded. But I did get some of us picking the crab apples. It's the time of the year to pick the crab apples, and then just sharing some stuff with you. I hope you enjoy this video. Remember to subscribe and like and share and do all those good things for me. That helps me out so much. If you like this channel, then I am so glad that you're here, and I would love to just share this Labor Day with you. And leave a comment if you've got something to say. Thank you for joining me today. Well, we are heading up to the mountain today. It's date day, so we wanted to come up here and take a ride and just enjoy our day away. It is a beautiful summer mountain. I'm telling you, everything is so green. Now, when we go up that actual mountain, I'll show you the rocks now that I got Donald to drive, and I don't have to put myself at risk trying to feel my mountain and go up it. But it's a cool, crisp, beautiful day. That's the little mountain. That's the little mountain we grew up going to. That is the mountain that Andy Griffith was named the Mount Pilot right there. It's right over here behind the trees. It'll be out in a minute. That's what that whole story was based on. It's actually called Pilot Mountain, but in the Andy Griffith show, it was Mount Pilot. And Mount Airy was the little town that was based on. That was my dad and his family's hometown, but I'm going to tell you what, it's nothing like it used to be. I've climbed this mountain many times growing up, but they don't let you climb that knob anymore. My son climbs it sometimes. He has to get a rock climbing permit and climb it. We used to call it a booby when we were growing up. It was Earth's booby. I've got several paintings. Donald and I have several paintings of this mountain. It's a historically park that we all go to growing up, and we don't go to it as much anymore because it is saturated. They changed it a lot. When we were young, you could just go up there and run around and have a picnic and eat a watermelon, and it was great.
Walk around the knob. You got to travel all the way around it.
Yeah. There's trails all the way around the knob, Donald said. But you can't climb the knob without a permit now. But it changes color over the seasons. This is the end of summer dark mountain. The colors are right here. There's a little overlook that you can pull off and look at the mountain. But this thing is beautiful in the fall. It'll have full fall colors. And we always love, now we're going to pass it. We're going to go way beyond this mountain today. But when we do come up here, it's a wonderful drive when the leaves change and the mountain changes colors. Now as long as I've been alive, there's been a highway here. There's been this 4-lane expressway. It might have just been 2 lanes back in the day when we were young, but it's this highway, we've traveled it a lot. You know, ever since I can remember my whole life. So this is how it is. But now this is just the highway to get to the destinations. It's not the actual deep mountains where there's just gravel roads and sometimes dirt roads where we go. But this is just our way. This is the way to get up to the mountains from where we live. Now on further up, you can see the Blue Ridge Parkway across here. Now there is Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend. So there's a lot of flea markets and stuff out, and there are a lot of things going up here towards the mountains. But I wanted to show you the Blue Ridge Parkway. I think we've passed it. I can show you a little further up here. But you can see all these little people are set up. They're all kinds of little flea markets along here. See the Blue Ridge Parkway up here, peeking behind there, but this is what they call the entrepreneurial line.
That way.
Oh yeah, over here you can see them. You can see all of the fruit stands. This is the fruit stand that we go to sometimes and get some of our stuff. They stopped us from filming in there. They don't want us to film inside anymore. It looks like there's going to be a little bit of clouds going on today. It's not going to be as pretty as it was when we started. Over here is more of the parkway. Look how pretty. That Blue Ridge is just amazing.
Blue Ridge.
Yeah, ain't it pretty? I could get a Go cam and put it up on the dash. It would show a little bit. Got the pottery out there. Me and Donald used to go to one of these little fruit stands when we were dating.
It's coming up.
We would drive all the way up here just to be together in the drive.
Mountain man.
Yeah, and get out and shop a little bit and get some apples and stuff. And that was our day. And look, we're still doing it.
Ain't right here it is.
45 years later.
Oh, you skip school and come up here.
Yeah, you skipped school. I didn't have. I had enough points that I had days off.
I hear that. You skip school.
It was so much fun.
I hear that. Well, mountain girls now.
Yeah.
They must have kicked the man off the mountain.
Oh, the mums are 2 for $10. That's a good price.
Yeah.
I might have to stop and get a couple of them. Down at the house are $10 each.
There's Blue Ridge.
Yeah. Yeah. There's the fruit stand we went to. We whizzed by it. You see the mountains.
Yeah, but you see a lot more houses on the mountains now than you ever used to.
Well, going up towards Mama's, you drive in between them two. They've cut a road through the mountains, so you can see the rocks and all the mountains on the side. I can't film it and show them because I'm driving, right?
Well, that's on the other road.
Yeah, that's on the other side. Yeah. You can see the mountains, but we're going pretty fast.
Huh?
We can't go much slower. We got people behind us and people beside us.
Nobody behind us now.
Oh, we just passed, didn't we?
You point out, I'll get to wash my windows.
Yeah, it's not.
See way back there.
Oh, it's so pretty. This area is really pretty. Since it's Labor Day weekend, there are a lot of things going on. There's a big old flea market up here that Donald and I no longer go to, but the thing is going on up here today. So you guys see a lot more people out than you normally would. We are headed up the mountain to see my mama, and I'm going to share it with you because I've got a driver today.
Hello.
Normally I can't film anything because I can't drive up the mountain and film at the same time. But today I can just get a little bit of the favorite sections of the drive that I enjoy. Look how green and lush everything is. It's the end of summer. There's been plenty of rain, so everything's looking really thick and lush and summery. It's really,
Oh, not here when I get to this big curve.
Now when the leaves starts to change in areas like this, it is absolutely gorgeous. When you start having yellow and red and gold leaves, really, really beautiful. A lot of curves. A lot of mountain height here. I know when I was little and we used to come up right here, this was always terrifying. There wasn't any guardrails, and I always felt like we were going to fall off this mountain. But that's funny now. I can remember being little and dreaming about it when we got back home. You know, we'd come up here to see family. This particular route right here. But now they've got a nice guardrail and everything, and it's not quite as scary as it felt. We were in those big old Buicks and those big old cars that had fins, and there was 3 of us, 3 kids back then. We'd roll around in the back seat. Lots of memories of traveling up and down this mountain right here. And then you can see all the beauty, the woods, all the rocks. We're flying through right here, but it's maybe I can slow this down and show the rocks. It's time to pick the crab apples. There's not as many this year, but what few they are look great. It's going to be enough for us to make some crabapple jam and jelly. Are you finding any?
Yeah, I'm right here with my cat. A lot of green leaves coming out with them,
Don't matter.
All these
Throw
ones,
them in there. I'll pick them
all
out.
these ones right here that are ripe,
Yeah.
They hang like cherries.
Yeah. Look at that beautiful mountain. We're up here at a friend's picking their crabapple tree. They let us pick it every year. It's beautiful out here. This is just standing here on the road. Donald's up here picking. We've got about 3 5-gallon buckets, and I think that's all we're gonna be able to get. He said he's a picking and a grinning. Hello. Well, today is the end of Labor Day. We had a great Labor Day. Had a great day yesterday and a good one today. We went to the mountains yesterday and we went back to the mountains today. I've got some footage of just driving up there. Since Donald was driving, I was able to take some footage of us going up the mountain and showing you some of the pretty scenes that I like to look at when I go up that way. We picked up a few things at the mountains. We got these peaches at the fruit stand, and let's see, I think that's all we got. Oh, we got apples. They're down on the steps. We got 2 boxes of apples, and we got kind of a small size. You can see they're small, about, you know, a lot smaller than usual. We usually get the bigger apples, but we got our little grandkids, and they cannot eat a whole big apple, so we try to get the smaller ones so they could just eat a whole apple, you know. But we got 2 cases of these. They're galas. Got those from the orchard, and that was good. So I got a couple of boxes of those. I think it's just 1 bushel. Each box is a half a bushel. We went and picked crab apples at our friend's house. You can see the crab apples. They look beautiful. That was not a good one. We'll throw that one out. But there they are, the delicious crab apples. I got to make some jam out of these and some jelly. These, you know, it's one of my Donald and I's favorite jellies are the crab apples. Over here is 2 more 5-gallon buckets. So we got 3 5-gallon buckets and then 1 partial bucket. I won't be doing too much with these apples. I might cook a few of them, maybe even make some apple pies. But these, you know, we'll eat with 6 grandkids and both of us. And as much as we love apples, we'll eat these up. And then the crab apples I'll make jam and jelly out of. You know, that's one of our favorites. We absolutely love crab apple jam and jelly. We love to eat the jelly, well, and the jam on cheesecake. It is so good. That's a rare and delicious treat for us. So I'll be making these crab apples up into jam and jelly. So I got a little bit of work to do coming up. We're down here in the foyer, and I have got some of these seeds right here. I got some echinacea seeds. The birds got most of these seeds, and that's perfectly okay. We don't mind if they eat them. And I got some Queen Anne's lace, and I've got to get these in some little bags because they're making a mess right here, and the cats are going to get them. All right, let me get some bags, and we'll bag up these little seeds. I like to just bag up my seeds in a little recycled paper bag here. You can see these are so dry that most of the seeds have already fallen out. Now, I might have to have more than one hand to do this. This is where I got some of the drinks for the kids, you know, when they get out of school. I've got some of these. I got to put all these drinks and stuff up. But I hadn't been home, and I hadn't got much done. I'm behind in my housework. That's what happens when I go out and play. Me and Donald go out and go to the mountains and visit family. And we got to go see Mama and take her out to eat. Take her to do some shopping and some things that she needed to do today. We were surprised there's quite a bit of stuff open today. Well, I got the seeds bagged up. It's about 9:30 at night, 9:30 p.m. I've got clothes in the washer, and I'm just getting some things done around here. I did get this guy put out. You know, we use him every year. We've used him ever since the kids were little. I don't know how old he is, but I went ahead and drug him out, and they were happy to see him out. This is the little thing Donald gave me. It says thankful. I'll be able to leave that out all the way through to Thanksgiving, but I hadn't decided where to put it yet. Now, we just got here as far as right here with the apples, and then I got to do a lot of cleaning. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. I've got these 2 packs of seeds that I collected out of the garden today. I've got so many more seeds I've got to collect. And I went to a little antique store, and they gave this to us. I went with my friend Sharon, and they gave us these free seeds. These are dwarf sun gold sunflower seeds. So I'm looking forward to planting them next year, and they were free seeds, which I always love to try because, you know, it's like no risk. You know, you got not much invested in them. So I I'll show you where we took the kids to the park, making a video about that. But I picked up this little book, Owlie by Mike Thaler, and pictures by David Weisner. This little book was delightfully beautiful. We got this out of that little, it had just a little portable library, you know, the little boxes they build, and then they had these books in. I'm going to clean up and go through and take some of the kids' books. But this little book was so cute. I don't know if you've ever had this book, but if you've got small children, I thought this was beautiful. I'll read a little bit of it to you. You know, it's not much to it, but it's really, really sweet. Allie started asking questions when he was 2 years old. He would sit all night with his mother under the stars. Woo, woo. How many stars are there in the sky? He asked one night. Many, answered his mother. How many? Asked Allie, looking up. His mother smiled and said, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. $101, $102, $103, $104. Allie was still counting when the sun came up. 1001, 1002. "How many stars are in the sky?" asked his mother. "More than I can count," said Owlie, blinking, and he tucked his head under his wing and went to sleep. The next night, Owlie looked up at the sky again. "How high is the sky?" he asked his mother. "Very high," she said, looking up. "How high?" asked Owlie. "Go and see," said his mother. So Owlie flew up into the sky. He flew high above his tree. He flew to the clouds. He flapped his wings very hard. He flew above the clouds, but as high as he could fly, the sky was always higher. In the morning, when he landed on the tree, he was very tired. "How high is the sky?" asked his mother. "Higher than I can fly," said Owlie, closing his eyes and falling asleep. The next night, Owlie heard the sound of the waves in the ocean. "How many waves are there in the ocean?" he asked his mother. "Many waves," she answered. "How many?" asked Owlie. "Go and count them," she replied. So Owlie flew to the shore. He stood on the beach and he counted the waves. 1, 2, 3, 4. As many as he could count, many more followed. 1001, 1002, and when the sun came up, he saw that there was still an ocean full of waves. So sleepily he returned to his mother. "How many waves are in the ocean?" she asked. "More than I can count," answered Owlie, closing his eyes. The next night, Owlie asked his mother, "How deep is the ocean?" "Very deep," she answered. "How deep?" asked Owlie. His mother looked out at the sky. "Almost as deep as the sky is high," she said. Owlie looked up. He sat there all night thinking about the sky and the stars and the waves and the ocean and all he had learned from his mother. And as the sun came up, he turned to her and said, "I love you." "How much?" asked his mother. "Very much," answered Owlie. "How much?" she asked. Owlie thought for a minute and then gave her a hug. "I love you as much as the sky is high and the ocean is deep." She put her wing around him and gave him a hug. "Do you have any more hugs to give me?" asked Owlie. "Many more." His mother hugged him again. "How many more?" asked Owlie, falling asleep. "As many as there are waves in the ocean and stars in the sky." And she did. I thought that was just the most adorable little book. And it came out of that little free library. It's a weekly reader book, and evidently it was $12.95. But that would be a book I would love to have in the library if I was a mother, and I'm glad to have it in my little library for my grandchildren. Even though my grandchildren are getting older, my youngest one is 7, he still would enjoy this book. They all would enjoy it to be me to read it to them, even though some of them are older. Now I went to Ollie's. Mama had a few errands to run, and so we went to the Ollie's up there near her, and I got these books right here. I got these books, and they were great value. This one I just thought was great. It was a Better Broths and Healing Tonics, 75 bone broth and vegetarian broth-based recipes for everyone. And of course it was by a doctor, by 2 doctors or 1 doctor. But I loved just the appearance of this book and all of its good recipes and some good teas and different things. I thought it was a great buy. And this book, if you had bought it through the bookstore, would be $24.99. And I got this book for like $4, and I was tickled to death to get it. It was just right up my alley, what I like to add to my library. And then if you ever watch Roots and Refuge on YouTube. Jessica Saward, she wrote this book, and this book was only $3.99. Now it is geared toward a first-time gardener. If you're just starting your garden, this would be some great information for you, but it made for a good light read, a refreshing read. I liked the style of it, right to the point, and just her little takes on things, so it was an interesting book. And this was at Ollie's. Now I don't know if they'll have it at the Ollie's near you, but I mean, you know, wasn't that a great price? $3.99 for this book. And then I got this one. You know, I'm a gardener. I love to garden. And this is the Vegetable Gardening Book, Your Complete Guide to Growing an Edible Organic Garden from Seed to Harvest. And so this is something that I like to read. Joe Lample added that, got that to add to the library. And if you watch my videos, then you know that I've always loved Martha Stewart. I like the you know, she just has some valuable homemaking, gardening, just crafts. She has a variety of books, and I don't know how old this one is. Let's see when this was. Let's look at the copyright date. I'll see if I can find that for you real quick. Well, it was 2021. I think Jess's book from Roots and Refuge, it was copyrighted or published in 2021 too. So these were good finds. This is Martha Stewart's Very Good Things. I don't know if you ever watched her show or you read her magazines. She always had good things in there, and I always liked those tips, so I picked that up. I may have picked up 2 of these. I may already have this one in my library. This was an American Table, Smithsonian Institute, and you know, I love to collect Southern and American cookbooks. This one from Martha Stewart would have been $30 if you just bought this outright. Going through Ollie's, they have a wonderful book selection. But this one, I think this one was a pricey book. Yeah, it would have been $40. And I think it was like $4.99 too. It wasn't a whole lot. Then I got this one, Pest and Diseases. You know, always good when you're a gardener to keep up on this kind of thing. It didn't really have an author that I could see, so I'm not sure. You know, this might just be like a publication. It was $12.99 if you bought it originally. And I got this one. It says Bloom. It's The Secrets of Growing Flowering Houseplants. You know, I still have houseplants that I love. I have 2 of these in particular that I'm trying to keep alive. And this book was only $3.99. And I got Container Gardening. I thought this was a beautiful book. I really did. I enjoyed it. Just flipping through it in the Ollie's, you know, there. It had some beautiful pictures, some inspiration. It was $6.99, but it was well worth it. Let's see, it would have originally been. I like to compare the price of what they would have been. This book would have been $30. And you know, you can get it at Ollie's for $6.99. I think most Ollie's have some of the same books I've noticed in the past. I have got some great books. I like to go to McKay's, which is a used bookstore. And I tell you, I have found brand new books at Ollie's cheaper than McKay's. So those are the books that I got. I've already read 4 of them. Donald and I went and picked. We went in. I had to move it. I had to move this plant. He's tried to chew on it, so I'm going to have to spray him for water to keep it off. And these are all the things that I've got out because I'm going to decorate for fall. So I've got things spread around right now. We went and picked crab apples, and while we picked crab apples, I read 4 of these books. I bought 8 books today, and I've already read 4 of them. I read the first 4 that I showed you. Martha Stewart's Very Good Things, Jessica Saward's book. I read Martha Stewart's Very Good Things right here. I read this one. The Vegetable Gardening book. Now these are not very thick books, I read Jessica's book. Um, it's a refreshing book. It's for a beginning gardener, but it's got some good tips and it'll give you inspiration. You know, sometimes as a gardener, it's just fun to talk to other gardeners, to read other publications, and just absorb some of the inspiration that comes from reading those books and flipping through them and familiarizing yourself with some things that are going on. And I got this Better Broths in Healing. I read that one. So I've read 4 of the 8 books, and of course the reference books, so they'll be added to the library, and I'll be able to go back through them and read them wherever I want to. Mama and I wanted to do the Appalachian word of the day, but we didn't get to do it because we got so busy. I didn't film a lot of Mama. We went out to eat, and then we shopped a little bit. I actually ran in Hobby Lobby because I needed just a few more sprigs of fall plants. And these are the ones that I got. I got this one, this oak looking one that has some acorns on it. I couldn't resist that. And I got that, the sunflowers there because I just like the berries that was in it right up here in the top. And then of course those other ones I had, you saw me pull those out of my tote. But I just wanted to get a few more sprigs. I thought there would be a better sale. Things were 40% off. Their spring sale was actually 90% off. So I wanted to look in the 90% off clearance, and I asked the fellow there who was on the floor, worked at Hobby Lobby. I asked him, I said, "Where's your spring selection?" And he said, "It's almost gone." And what was left there, I didn't need anything out of that, so I didn't pick up any spring that was 90% off today. I just picked up those 2 sprigs of flowers that were 40% off to add to the fall decor. It's time for me to go ahead and start decorating for fall. I've already put a few touches here and there, but it's time for me to do a full-blown video soon. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing decorated, get this house decorated for fall. I'm excited to decorate for fall this year. And when we went up to the mountains near where Mama lived, and we went out to eat, Donald was showing me out of the window, there was a row of maple trees, and the top of the maple trees were already turning burgundy. So there was some fall color up there today. And I got excited about that because it felt cool today. It wasn't a real hot day. It felt really good and cool. We got to walk around and just enjoy the air. And when we picked the crab apples, there was a breeze blowing. I got some shots of that. I'll share it with you. So it was a great day. I just had a great day today. The great Labor Day. We really enjoyed it. I was glad Donald got this extra day off. He needed it, and we spent a lot of time together yesterday, and then we spent a lot of time together today, and it was fun to be able to do that. I enjoyed the time with Mama today. She had a few errands to run. I was able to run her and take her to do those. Well, Donald actually drove, but we were able to do that today, and that was interesting. I'm getting ready to make some chamomile tea. I've got the teapot here. I just put the water in it. I'm going to make chamomile tea. Kind of unwind. I'm going to go ahead and put these seeds where they need to be. Get some things put up. And plan and get ready for the fall decorating video. Now, I'll be tempted to read some more of these books. But I'm not going to. I've already read 4 of these books today. Healing Tonics, Growing Vegetables, Vegetable Gardening, and Martha Stewart's Very Good Things. I've already read these 4, but I'll keep them for reference. They've got some good recipes, especially in this one, and some good tips. So I'll be keeping these, in my library. And then I've got these 4 to look forward to right here. The American Table, Pest and Diseases, Bloom, and the Container Garden Recipe Book. There's a lot of good recipes in that book, too. I just flipped through it. Oh, I got to get the cat. He's trying to chew on the dried flowers that I've got up here. Hey, get down. Get down. No chewing on those flowers. He is dying for this dried status that I've got right here. I may just have to take it down because I don't want him to break anything that I've got over here. He is a tree cat. He is climbing on everything. He is acting like he's not a house cat. I think they had these cats outdoors. I don't know that these cats raised inside because he's pretty frisky. I had to put him up last night so that I could sleep. He was messing in everything so much. Got these peaches at that fruit stand that we love to go to, and these are the last of the peaches. I asked her, I said, are these mountain peaches grown locally? She said, yes, they are. They're grown right up the road right here. These are local mountain peaches. I said, well, there are plenty of Georgia peaches, or what Donald calls sand peaches out now, from Georgia and South Carolina. I said, but, you know, I know the difference in a mountain peach and then a sand peach. And she said, I do too. She said, yes, these are mountain peaches, but this is the last of them. What they had there today, we just got a peck. I'm going to use most of these for fresh eating. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. I can't wait to just peel one and have it with cream. This is where the leaves lay and the sun ripened the fruit, and they're pretty. They were just beautiful. So I can't wait. I guess I'll have to eat this one first. Just noticed it's got a spot on it. Donald put them in here for me. They all look good, but that one. So I'll just cut that bad spot out, and I'll cut around it, and I'll go ahead and have that one with peaches. I'll have peaches and cream. I'm going to have some more of the Hartford's chamomile. I had this last night. I'm going to have it again tonight. It'll be good. You know, it helps you sleep. No caffeine. It's just really an herbal infusion of chamomile. This is my cup, but I think I love fall most of all. So I'm going to go ahead and have a cup of chamomile tea. And then I'm going to run around and try to get some things done that I missed out on getting done before I go to bed tonight. And hopefully I can get some things caught up for tomorrow. This plant right here, the cat has been digging in. I'm going to have to move that. And these are the new plants, new faux flowers that I got to decorate for fall, which, you know, normally I'll just stick them and I'll show you where I'll put those when I decorate. I had to come home, get Donald's clothes washed, you know, for the rest of the week. And then I had a lot of things to catch up, some dishes. I got those washed. Had a lot of things that I had to get caught up on today. I played hooky. I had a lot of fun for the last few days, and I hadn't got very much work done. That happens around here sometimes. And then I'll have some of the kiddos tomorrow. They'll be coming back, you know, Tuesday, so I'll be keeping them. But we had a good Labor Day weekend. I hope you did. I hope you enjoyed your Labor Day weekend. And enjoyed yourself. Let me go ahead and pour this this water in this pot. Get this chamomile tea going so I can drink it before bedtime. I forgot to get my spoon. You know, that's why you need tea towels, because when you pour your tea, sometimes you can make a mess. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Thank you for joining me today. Let me just tell you about our Labor Day. I'm not sure where I'll put the driving to the mountains. I may put it at the beginning of this video. I may put it at the end. But you'll know by now wherever it's at, because either this will be the end of the video or the beginning. Thank you for joining me.